Look around this place. You know it's all we got, for better or worse. One tiny circle in outer space, far from the center of our universe. Now what if for a moment everybody cared? Wouldn't it be something if everybody shared one dream, one heart, one candle at a time until we're out of the dark?
Hello, and welcome to Building the Future, a yearly special program to support and benefit the WHAS Crusade for Children Endowment. My name is Jackson Snelling, and the Crusade is very special to me. I was a Crusade kid, and I benefited from the services supported by Crusade grants. Your donations are crucial to helping future generations of children. Now, I'll send it over to my friends at WHAS, but remember, you can be a hero and change a child's life.
Oh, yeah. What a nice thank you.
You guys did amazing.
Thank you. That was pretty spectacular.
I love that. They did such a great job, guys.
Way to go, everybody.
We are so grateful to be here at WHAS. I'm Brooke Hash, everybody.
And I'm Terry Miners. So glad to see you as well. Welcome to our annual Building the Future special. Now, what this is supporting the WHAS Crusade for Children Endowment, really critical component of the WHAS Crusade for Children. We're here with our friends at Visually Impaired Preschool Services, also known as VIPS of Louisville. Look at all these beautiful faces. They're pretty excited about being featured in this year's show. All right, everybody!
Yes, they are, Terry, and we are so excited to be here with them. VIPS is one of more than 200 schools, hospitals, and agencies across Kentucky who receive a grant every year from the WHAS Crusade for Children. And that money that comes from the endowment helps the fact that 100% of your telethon donations will go directly to the communities in your neighborhood, and it goes directly to changing the lives of children right here at VIPS.
Indeed, and speaking of donations, let's talk about how you can support the endowment. Donate anytime during this show using one of the apps at the bottom of your screen. You can always go to the website at whascrusade.org. If you want to give by phone, the number is 502-582-7706. Just leave us a message. We really appreciate it. And you can easily give using Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, and the QR code that you see on the screen.
During this special, we are going to show you all the best ways for helping to build the future of the endowment while you are living or through legacy donations like wills and estates. You'll hear from one of the Crusade's founding families and the will to continue helping those with special needs. And you don't want to miss the heartwarming story of a program that is changing and saving the lives with Crusade donations.
You're looking at a wonderful example of your Crusade dollars at work here at VIPS. For nearly 40 years, the WHAS Crusade for Children has supported VIPS in its mission of providing educational excellence to young children with visual impairments. And support of the endowment is key to ensuring that the WHAS Crusade for Children thrives every year to keep programs like this going on and on. The endowment covers other costs too, so that 100% of your telethon donations go directly to helping children with special needs, just like our friends here at VIPS and other organizations throughout this community.
And speaking of our telethon, Terry, 2025 will make 72 years that the WHAS Crusade for Children has been raising money for children with special needs. We've collected $5.7 million just during our 71st annual telethon alone. Even more impressive, since 1954, the WHAS Crusade for Children has raised more than $217 million for children with diverse abilities. Now let's take a look at how those dollars are put to good use every day, changing lives.
So we have kids traveling from an hour and 20 minutes away. So we have 6 swimmers in each of our 5 sessions. I Can Shine is a national company that brings in summertime 1 week camps. So they have I Can Bike, I Can Dance, and I Can Swim. Good. We're at the pool this week doing I Can Swim. I'm with Bellarmine University. Go, go, go! Part of Bellarmine's mission is to really give back to the community. This is our first time hosting I Can Swim in the central Kentucky area. Lexington, Fayette County, Woodford County has a large support here around what we're trying to do. There's a really strong need for adaptive swimming in Kentucky. Our population that we work with has some form of either cognitive or physical limitation. Go, 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 go! Good job. It doesn't allow them to take traditional swimming classes. Good job. Good stuff. That was great. Good for good bubbles. Our backyard pools, our ponds, they're really attractive. So our friends that like to wander, those are attractive places and they don't recognize that the surface isn't going to support them the same way. So we get a lot of first-hand and second-hand drowning in this population. There you go. Good job. The Crusade really helps to support all the programs that we provide. It costs $10,000 to $15,000 to put on this swim camp with all the equipment and everything that takes. We could not put these type of camps on without the Crusade support.
You know, without programs like these, I don't think I would be able to get him in the water and learn about water safety, which is important for all kids, especially kids that have special needs. Look at that! Yeah, I'm super grateful. If they didn't have the funding through the Crusade, they wouldn't have as many opportunities for as many kids and for slots for as many kids, and to, get the volunteers here and to find the facilities to do the programs in.
Being wheelchair bound, you want your kids to feel safe around the water, and you want to have your mind at ease when it comes to being around pools. It really does give him the opportunity to swim and be around other kids just like him, and gives him more opportunities to kind of have that adventure and that experience like every other kid. We just thank the Crusade so much for that. Look at you go! Look at those arms!
The things that we see our kids do in a week's time is amazing. Our friends that are learning confidence in the water in the pool this week, that sense of confidence and independence, and when you see the joy on the kids' faces, it becomes overwhelming and shared with everybody around.
Swimming or good job!
Without the Crusade support, we couldn't do that.
1, 2, 3.
Our host for this year's show is VIPS of Louisville. Such a great facility, Brooke. This area we're in is called Kids Town, and it's a wonderful teaching tool for children that are visually impaired or blind. Hello, good to see you. Joining us is Kathy Mullen, Director of Education here at VIPS. Kathy, tell us about this whole area here, Kids Town, and this other area, Mobility City.
Yes, so Kids Town is a very fun place for our children. We have different buildings, and all of our buildings have different colors, different textures, different functions. So while the children think they're here playing and exploring and having a good time, they're learning all their travel skills, the social skills they need to be able to ask someone for assistance or for directions. Everything is embedded in our learning for the language development of our children, but primarily to teach independence. We start planning for the children to transition out of VIPS on the first day they come to us for services.
It's fantastic. I love seeing how excited they are, too, about shopping.
Always, always. They love everything in Kids Town.
And we've seen just how much they've progressed over the years. As you've mentioned from day one, how crucial are your teachers, not just in the classroom here, but for those home visits?
Right. Well, our home visitation program through the early intervention system here in Kentucky and in Indiana is very crucial. We get into the homes as soon as we can when a child has been diagnosed with a visual impairment or low vision, and we're helping the families to become the first teachers for their children. Research continues to show that it is the parents who are going to make the biggest difference in the child's life. So we need parents to receive the hope that we can help deliver to them, and to help them learn strategies on how they can include their child fully in the family life.
such an important thing that you guys
and
are
you
doing
feel the
here.
joy in the room, don't you? These
You
kids
do.
are having a ball.
That's
Just
really
in the first
important.
minute, they just were so welcoming and open, nothing but smiles.
And that's exactly the message we want our visitors to experience, that this is a joyful place. Don't come in and feel sorry for our kids. Come in and celebrate our kids.
Especially this area we're around. I wish we had this when we were kids.
Yes,
Just the play area
absolutely.
for everything instead of just
Very
biking out
fun.
in the street, you know?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. So.
Well, thank you so much, Kathy, and thank you for all the wonderful work that you guys are doing here at VIPS every day with these precious children. Much of this is made possible every day by the generous donations of you watching or listening here at home, and there's no better way for you now to be a part of building the future and changing the lives by investing in the endowment.
You can make an end-of-the-year donation to the Crusade. 520 West Chestnut Street, Louisville's our address. The zip code's 40202. You can give online at WHAScrusade.org and click on Donate. If you want to give by phone, call 582-7706 and leave a message. And help all these wonderful kids here at VIPS and so many other organizations. That is beautiful.
Will play with me?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I'll go shop with you. With the ease of doing everything online, and especially with our phones these days, giving is easier than it's ever been. Here's the Crusade's Director of Philanthropy. Her name's Heather Benson. She's excited about this, too. She's got to look at the many ways you can donate with your smart devices.
Donating to the WHAS Crusade for Children is easier than ever. Donate online by visiting WHAScrusade.org. We accept all major credit cards, Venmo, or PayPal. You can also pay by e-check, and your donation will come straight from your checking account. You can even credit your fire department in the comments section. Donate directly to the Crusade through popular money-sharing apps, such as Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Apple Pay. Create a Facebook fundraiser for the Crusade and encourage your online family and friends to help you reach your goal. Finally, as you do your holiday food shopping, don't forget to designate the Crusade as your charity of choice with Kroger Community Rewards. A percentage of your purchases will be donated back to the kids. To date, the Crusade has received nearly $20,000 from shoppers just like you from their Kroger purchases.
Thanks so much, Heather. There are all kinds of ways you can help the WHAS Crusade for Children. Joining us is the president and CEO of the WHAS Crusade for Children, who never ages, Dawn Lee.
That's so
It's
funny.
good to see you. Let's talk about the endowment and why that's so crucial to the success of the Crusade overall.
Well, I am especially grateful to the people that came before me and had the idea of the endowment, because it is truly what allows us to continue that long-standing tradition of returning 100% of the tote board total from people's donations back to agencies like visually impaired preschool services.
It's incredible what goes on here. There's no doubt about it. And the endowment is a bedrock to hold the Crusade together.
Absolutely. So it covers our expenses, any expenses we have for overhead like salaries or what it takes to keep the office open, other things that may come up. And that way we can give back every dollar that goes in a fire boot, every penny that comes from a lemonade stand, and help kids who have a really wide range of identified needs.
And let's talk about the best ways when it comes to being able to give toward the endowment while you're still living, whether it's through the legacy gift, you name it.
Oh my gosh, we've had people give in so many ways, and we're so fortunate for that. People may have appreciated stocks where they're looking for a way to save on some capital gains taxes, required minimum distributions, their IRAs, perhaps a life insurance policy, or they named us in their will or in a special bequest.
And that really is what keeps it going year after year, not just maybe the one-time donation, but the ones that are in the will to go continuously.
Absolutely. And these people that have been planning for years to remember the Crusade, it's a way to keep their legacy living on through children like you're seeing today.
All right. Thank you, Don, and thank you for those contributions and gifts that you've talked about. They are so crucial to the Crusade, as we mentioned, to be able to continue moving forward. The Hickey family, they actually helped establish the WHAS Crusade for Children back in 1954, and the will of one of its members will continue to change the lives of children for many years to come.
I am so excited to be here at Signature Jefferson Manor with Mr. Hickey. Terry Hickey is a long time Crusader, and you were born with cerebral palsy,
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And so your parents were very involved.
Yes. Helen and Edward Hickey.
They were trying to put something together that was going to be able to help kids like you that were needing services.
Yes. My family was involved in the beginning of it with my brother Terry. In the first couple of years, it was called the Cerebral Palsy Crusade. A couple of years after that, it became known as the Crusade for Children. But I know they were in it from the ground floor and helped build it into what it is today. I'm one of 3 boys. I'm the last man standing, so to speak. My oldest brother passed about 6 years ago or so. Terry passed in early September. He was 4 years older than me. Through the years, he was able to accumulate an impressive amount of money, if you will, and he wanted to give it away into his passion. The Crusade was number 1 and had that in his will for, frankly, $300,000. In the past 2 years, he was able to go ahead and give $60,000 one year, $90,000 another, which left $150,000 in his will. We recently decided to split that up, frankly, to give $50,000 to cerebral palsy, $50,000 to the endowment, and $50,000 to autism. I appreciate you all taking the time to do this. It's important for his legacy, with, again, his primary focus being the Crusade.
The Crusade for Children is extremely grateful every year for the donors just like Terry Hickey, who remember the children in their wills and other legacy gifts. Now we honor this year's donors in memoriam.
Margaret Margie Bond. Margie served as a Crusade telethon operator years ago and was a longtime AT&T employee. We thank her for thoughtfully leaving the Crusade for Children a percentage of her estate totaling $31,338.67.
Faye L. Boston. Faye moved to Louisville as a young adult and began her career as an accountant at both PNC Bank and Yum Brands. The WHAS Crusade for Children is grateful for her gift of $1,333.34.
Raquel J. Chambers. An Indiana native, Raquel was a retired JCPS teacher, and she left a specific bequest in her will ensuring children with learning difficulties would get the help they need. We are very grateful for her wonderful gift of $10,000.
Etta R. Denton. A dedicated registered nurse and resident of Fisherville, Etta left a legacy of love and compassion for those she cared for. Etta generously made the Crusade the beneficiary of her IRA totaling $50,000.03.
Terrence F. Grimes. In 2018, Terrence established the Grimes Living Trust. It continues his legacy through gifts to multiple charities, and we are fortunate to be a beneficiary of his generous donation of $29,216.66.
Deborah C. Harrett. Deborah and her family located to Louisville, and she was a 1973 graduate of Moore High School. The Crusade for Children received an incredible gift of $209,041.15. This from Deborah's will. In addition, her family requested contributions be made in her memory to the Crusade in lieu of flowers.
Billy R. Johnson. Billy was a graduate of the Shawnee High School class of 1947 and a half, and then worked as a railroad clerk for 38 years. She was very active in her church and community until her death. We truly appreciate that Billy left the residue of her estate totaling $149,426.60.
Melvin R. Call. Melvin was a graduate of Silver Creek High School and a World War II Army veteran. He was 98 and living at Maple Manor Christian Home in Sellersburg, Indiana, when he passed. Melvin worked as an engineer with GE into the 90s, retiring only when his wife became ill. We thank the Miriam and Melvin Call Charitable Trust for naming the Crusade as a beneficiary of $57,079.83.
Mary M. Liebert. For 95 years, Mary was a member of St. Joseph Catholic Church. She created the Mary M. Liebert Living Trust naming the Crusade for Children as a beneficiary. We are thankful for Mary's generous donation of $1,243.84.
Joan H. Mayhew. Joan was a former employee of WHAS 11 and knew all about the Crusade for Children. She lived to be 94 and chose to set up a charitable remainder trust many years ago to ensure the Crusade would receive funds needed to help children. We are very thankful for Joan's gracious gift of $125,476.40.
Virginia S. McGurk. A lifelong resident of southern Indiana, Virginia cherished her 4 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Her family was helped by the Crusade for Children years ago, leading to her always supporting the Crusade even after her death. We thank Virginia for gifting us $7,612.06.
Janice Munton. A longtime resident of Oldham County, Janice was passionate about her 2 favorite charities and chose to split her estate between them. The WHAS Crusade for Children is the honored recipient of $44,000.
Jack M. Posey. Jack was a Jeffersonville resident, Korean War veteran, and later a senior engineer for Philip Morris. He was also a pilot, going on many adventures with his wife Betty in their own airplane. He left the Crusade $8,000 through a specific bequest in his will.
Norman L. Sanders. Norman graduated from Mount Washington High School, attended U of L, and was an active JC. For 26 years, he worked for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and assisted in 23 federal disasters across the country. After retiring, he worked 14 years for Home Depot. Community was very important to Norman, and he made sure the Crusade received $11,909.81 from his legacy gift.
Douglas L. Taylor. We are grateful that Doug designated the Crusade for Children as the beneficiary of his life insurance with a total of $27,941.97.
Helen Tucker. Helen was a caring Southern Indiana resident. She established a trust to enhance the lives of residents at the retirement home where she lived. The funds from the trust income were used for goods and services not covered by the resident's Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. She wanted this practice to continue for 20 years after her death, at which time the principal of the trust would be given to the Crusade for Children. The Crusade received an astounding $364,358.95. What an amazing legacy.
Betty Lou Watson. Betty Lou was from Campbellsville, Kentucky, and an active member of the Campbellsville Christian Church. We are thankful that Betty chose the Crusade as a recipient of a $5,000 bequest in her will.
Nancy H. Yenowine. Nancy very generously chose to leave her estate to the Crusade. We extend our gratitude to Nancy's husband, son, and granddaughter for the gift of $138,191.72.
It is such a joy to be here at VIPS with all these wonderful kids, including Zayden. Hi, Zayden.
Hi.
It's great to see you, buddy. All these wonderful children here at VIPS, which is one of our terrific assets here in the community. We're spending time with these kids today, and the work going on here every day is incredible. You can be a hero and change a child's life by making an end-of-the-year donation to the WHAS Crusade for Children Endowment. Send your checks to 520 West Chestnut Street, Louisville, 40202, or give online at whascrusade.org and click on Donate. Now, if you want to give by phone, you can call 582-7706 and leave a message, or by using Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Apple Pay, or with the QR code at the bottom of your screen.
I'm joined by Christian here, who's already told me that we love each other, don't we?
Yeah.
You say thank you?
Thank you.
Thank you. The Crusade story that you saw earlier is a great example of lives changed by your donations. And if you'd like to see more stories like that, keep up with the WHAS Crusade on all the social media platforms. So many stories that we cover throughout the year and all of the content. You can check out the Crusade for Children's marketing director, Deandra Jackson, to tell you more about it.
I want to invite everyone to follow us on all of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Just search for WHAS Crusade for Children on any of these platforms and follow us for great content. There's always something new on our pages, including inspirational and uplifting videos and photos of children who have been helped by your donations, as well as information about family-friendly events hosted by fire departments and other groups. Remember to like and share our post. Together, we can make life better for the kids.
Oh, so long ago, back in 1985, the WHAS Crusade for Children provided a $10,000 grant to VIPS, where we are today. It was a new program developed to help young children with blindness or low vision throughout the Louisville area. Well, here we are 39 years later, and joining us is the Executive Director of VIPS, Diane Nelson. It's good to see you, Diane. We're very excited. Thanks for hosting us, first and foremost. And tell us about the history of VIPS.
Well, without the Crusade's support, almost $3.3 million these past 39 years, we would not have been able to help the tens of thousands of children and families that have turned to us for help. Since 1985, the Crusade has generously supported our most critical need, and that's our teachers. The only thing we have to provide is service, and the only thing providing that service is the teachers. Crusade, from the very beginning, agreed to support that need. We can often find people that buy things for us but not support the critical salaries that we need to make all our work possible. And oftentimes, parents have just encountered the first blind person in their life, and it's their very own child. And so sending a teacher to the home as soon as that child is diagnosed is life-changing. And then our team travels on that journey with those parents to their child's best life ahead. So without the Crusade and your donors, we wouldn't be here doing what we do.
What a beautiful mission. Yes. Way to go.
I love it.
And you mentioned it's kind of a heart-stopping moment for some families when you get that diagnosis. You've never dealt with that before. You already mentioned it, but just seeing everything around here, all the things that we've been able to feature today, the support from the Crusade, where would you be without it?
Exactly. And we're teaching independence and advocacy and confidence and all of those things that these children are going to need in the future to be productive adults. And we're grateful that the Crusade saw that early on 39 years ago, because where would we be? Yeah. Where would these families be?
It's a miracle happening here every day.
It's a miracle happening.
Yeah. Diane, thank you. And thank you to all your teachers and staff who make the world turn here at VIPS. We could not be more happy to be able to showcase the wonderful work you do here. Terry, as we close out this year's show, I think our friends have a special message.
Aw, thanks for the thank you, everybody. And thank you for watching and helping to build a financially secure future for our Crusade for Children.
One dream, one heart, one